Buenas, pues hoy tengo una sorpresa preparada para vosotros. Hoy hacemos un entreno específico, muy concreto. Y yo creo que os va a gustar y además vais a descubrir a una persona muy especial que ha venido a vivir a mi pueblo, a Cardedeu, y que realmente estamos disfrutando mucho entrenando juntos. O sea que hoy va a ser súper divertido. Venid, ya veréis.
¡Hola!
Aquí lo tenemos, Loïc Bruni.
Aquí.
How was your Spanish?
Amazing. Muy bien.
Muy bien, ahora sí. Pues hoy vamos a entrenar con él. La verdad que es un placer que esté aquí y vamos a hacer un poco de motocross porque yo creo que es importante en su entreno diario. How was your living here in Spain?
It's good, huh? I've been spending quite a little bit of time, and honestly, I love it. Life is more, I enjoy more the life.
Oh, really?
It goes a little bit slower, people are nicer, I can train as well as I want, and I'm living with my girlfriend, so it's perfect. So lucky, you live there, Alex, like there's so many riders around, and
nice.
we got lucky, so
it's crazy.
Life made the thing easier for us.
Yeah, cool, perfect. Well, go ready to ride?
Yeah.
Come on.
Bike is clean now, huh? See?
Yeah. It's a professional. Eres un profesional. Bueno, le acabo de preguntar un poco cómo es que ha venido a vivir a Cardedeu y dice que ha sido casualidad, que buscaban un sitio cerca de Barcelona, que la zona les gustaba y que encontró esto de casualidad y que de golpe pues yo estaba al lado, Alex Marín también estaba al lado y realmente está encantado de vivir aquí y que cada día le gusta más, que la gente es súper amable, muy abierta y que le gusta que se vive más tranquilo que de donde es él, que es de Canes. Y nada, como veis, un profesional tiene una bici limpia, impoluta, la moto, y uno como yo que no lo es, la moto sucia, o sea que nada. Well, Loïc, it's nice to ride here with you.
Yeah, it's nice to ride with you, man. Thank you for the track and everything.
No, it's not a problem. It's good for me. Try to push my limits and improve it.
Every time I come with you, it's me who's like,
no.
Road bike?
I think it's okay.
Nah, you're faster.
No.
You brake later.
A little bit. Yeah, I know. On the video you can see it.
Okay.
But well, how was your beginning on a downhill, man? Because you ride both or just start with downhill?
I've never ride moto until I was 18, 19. So my dad was a moto guy, then mountain bike. Then when I was born, I was doing a lot of mountain bike, so I started with mountain bike, and he never wanted to buy me a moto. I was like, please. I was a big fan of Pastrana, Stewart, all these things. Yeah. And then when I was old enough, I bought my own moto, but I'm pretty bad. Like it's the first year I ride a lot, and I feel like I improved myself. But until then, I was so slow. And I've always been riding mountain bike. At the beginning, a little bit of BMX. I still do BMX, but I was racing and stuff. And now just downhill. Just downhill. Yeah. Cool. And Duro is cool and stuff. I like to do the mega avalanche.
But you are just focused on downhill.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's a long season, no?
Yeah, now it's my job, so I have to be a bit more focused.
Yeah.
And try to set some good goals on World Cups and World Champs. If we have time to do some mega avalanche or Crankworx, we go because it's cool to ride more and stuff. But it's for fun. It's not my main goal.
It's not your goal. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You are focused on World Championship. How many world titles you have right now?
So I have 3 in elite
Wow.
and 1 in junior.
Ah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You are so young, for sure. How
Yeah.
many? 40, 20, 25? 20?
I'm gonna be 25 this year, so yeah.
And the beginnings is like follow Nico, or because Nico is living close to your house.
So when I started really to ride, Nico, I was already retired. It was more Fabien Barret.
Okay.
So I was looking up to him a lot.
Yeah.
And
it's also from the same place.
From the same area, from behind Nice.
It's like here in Spain, and everybody is here close to Cardedeu, Ginas, and no. It's,
exactly. I chose the Spanish version of where I'm from. But I quickly started to watch other riders like Blanky, like international, and try to look what they were doing, because France has always been a little bit special, you know, like super serious and more efficient than fun or stylish or whatever, I think. So I think I tried to learn from everyone, like the style, the efficiency, the speed, the professionalism. So I'm a little bit of mix of everything. But yeah, downhill has been good to me. Even if I'm young, I was lucky to have a good team around me. I've had a lot of injuries too at the same time, but we've been able to come back at the end of each year and win the World Championship. Cool.
When you go to race, you go to the World Cup, everything is ready to race, no? Your head, your body, the bike. I think the bike is so important right now.
Yeah, and I think the level is so high and so close.
Yeah.
So every little thing you can make to be faster than anyone, you do it.
Like, one question.
Yeah.
When you go ride with a bike, you need the telemetry always?
No.
Or not?
No.
You need to feel both things.
Yeah.
With telemetry and without telemetry, and you compare both rounds, or what do you do when you arrive to the 10 and speak with your mechanic, says, okay, it's like a Formula 1 or MotoGP that it's working with you know, with the papers.
So it depends. When on the races, we do a little bit of, like, we do 3 runs, like 2 the first day and 1 the last day before the finals, to make sure everything works perfect and
with the telemetry.
With the telemetry.
Okay.
So it's easier for me. I don't have to focus so much on the bike. I can focus on the lines.
Yeah, for sure.
Focus on the speed, and then the bike is setting up by itself with Jacko behind doing everything. But when we test and we train in the winter, I have a little bit both. Sometimes I do without, because I need to feel my own things and to just ride and focus on the riding. And sometimes I need the opposite, so really work on the bike. But it's just, telemetry is not something you need absolutely. It's not essential. It's just a really good tool to win time. Because on the track you will need maybe 6 runs to have a good bike. With the telemetry you need 2.
Okay.
So it's like half the time, well, at least half the time to set up the bike properly. So for us it's a big advantage, I think.
Nice. Well, stop, speak a little bit and go ride, no?
Yes,
come on.
Yeah, you're sitting all the time, you talk too much.
Okay, we need the telemetry for ride with you. Come on.
That was too loud.
Hey, nice ride, man.
take the helmet off.
Yeah.
For the hair.
For my hair too? Okay. Well, we want to speak. Quiero preguntarle 4 cosillas curiosas y a ver qué es lo que nos dice. Loïc, I always thinking about, for me when I'm racing, when you are on the start, and you are the last on the race, and you know the times of everybody, how is on your head before these 3 minutes, because it's so long, this waiting up at the top. What are you thinking about?
Well, I normally don't like to know the times of the others. I like to do my own thing. Yeah. So I'm not influenced by who did a really good run.
But it's difficult because they are, you know.
More and more there is TVs and there is people watching at the top, so it's impossible to not know. No. And I remember in Lenzerheide, so at World Champs, I knew that Martin Maes was again in the hot seat, you know, in La Bresse.
Long time.
Yeah, no? I was like, fuck. Like, he's not gonna win the World Champs again. And I was like, okay. And I just had in mind that I knew I could beat him, but I had to be really take my energy and down because I was feeling really confident. I don't know why. So I was like, okay, you can do it. Just don't overdo anything, you know, because sometimes you push too much on one corner and you go do mistakes. So I was doing such a smooth run at World Champs, but always in mind like Martin Maes was fast. I don't know why. And then at the finish I was like, okay, don't crash, Martin. And then when I crossed and then I looked at Martin Maes, I was like, I knew I had a good run, but it's so close. So I was like, wow.
But also another question is, when you are racing, you are on the track downhilling, you are thinking about other things. You says that yes, in the World Champs you think about Martin Maes. Yeah. That his time is fast, but
the less you think about other things, the better it is, I think. Yeah. Because you have to be focused on what's the section like and what's the other like, you know, like what's coming and stuff. And the few times I remember losing focus on riding, I crashed.
For sure.
Like last year again in Val di Sol, it was like my season needed to take off because I had a bad first race with the elbow, and I had a podium in 4-wheel, but I was, you know, not starting to ride fast. And then in Val di Sol I was feeling super good, and I was riding well, and then I was still not at my top level, I think. And because I was not at this level, at one point close to the bottom, I kind of looked around and I saw so many spectators. Wow. I was like, wow, it's so it's so busy, it's so cool. And when I thought about this, my front wheels lost a grip and I was not ready to compensate the mistake, and I crashed. I was like, wow, such a stupid mistake, you know.
But the answer is that I think sometimes to another things, but it's not the right. As
soon as you realize you're not thinking about racing, you have to go back into your mood, you know.
And how is the future? What do you think about the future of the downhill? Right now the rules are different for last year to this year. Sometimes it's changing, no? It's different. You can use different things on the wheels, or
for sure. This rule with now we can have different size wheel on the bike, which is good, which is what we're gonna ride, I think, because it's really efficient and I like it. You know, you still have the fun side of the smaller wheel on the back, but the comfort of the big wheel and the stability.
On the front.
On the front. But I think the future is really good. There's so much people looking at the races and stuff. For sure. But we have to be careful on the broadcast. You know, you keep the tracks a little bit like the routes, like it's always been, and like downhill where it's born and where it should go, instead of going fully for the TV, you know, like just do long straightaway with fast jumps because it looks good on TV. I think it's cool to keep a little bit of the basis of downhill.
Well, look, thank you very much.
Gracias, merci.
Merci. I wish you the best for this season. I am on Red Bull every Sunday evening waiting, or Saturday, depending on the race. chilling there and come on. Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Right now, I am your fan number one.
Okay.
At the beginning, you are the fan number one because I know you when you are super kid because we are in 2 different races. We are together and say, oh, this kid is super fast. They win me. But now, you know.
I hope I make Cardedeo proud.
Cool, you know? For sure.
We'll see.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Go to ride a little bit?
A little bit more, yeah?
Come on.
But now the time.